What about like
perspective.
Adriana Chechik
Squirting all over
squirting
an
at Dave and
escalator.
Buster's on the escalator?
That was at Dave and Buster's.
Right over there in Hollywood. And she told me that it wasn't that big a deal because she like knew one of the employees, and he told her though, like, if you ever come back, you're not allowed to do that again or something.
Okay, I thought it was like an outdoor escalator, and I was like, in LA, it smells like piss anywhere, everywhere, so whatever.
Right.
But
it's
if
just
that
making it a
was
little bit more like
inside-
downtown.
Yeah, like just do it like at an outdoor place that already smells like piss. Then I feel like
Right.
it's ethically okay.
Respect Dave and Buster's, Adriana.
Don't make someone else clean up your squirt.
Bro, this bitch pissed on my couch too, real talk. No, she came over after the bar, and we're all hooking up, her, me, my girl, her other friend, and then all of a sudden she's just like squirting / peeing on my couch.
No, she's the squirt master.
She's out of control.
Have you ever made a girl squirt from eating her pussy? Because I have, and I felt like a fucking god.
Really?
Yeah. When it
don't
was
know.
happening, I think the look on my face in the porno was like, is this really happening?
Oh, it happened on camera.
Yeah, it
Oh,
was my
that's lit.
first girl scene.
Wow. And was it? But I feel like Adriana's like the type that it seems like it's kind
No.
of easy to make her come.
Okay.
/
So maybe the girl
blast
was just
piss
super slutty.
everywhere. I don't know.
No, I know. I don't know how some girls can squirt from anal. I'm like, that's a whole nother level of, I don't know.
But
maybe
you are
one
on
day.
team anal.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've had
on
some
camera.
Some yeah.
Okay.
Butts. Dicks go in my butt.
How's that?
It's fun.
How's that treating you?
It's good. Still
Still holding
shitting.
it down?
We're good.
So do you do a podcast or something about like sex worker stuff, or
No,
they were
I'm
telling
actually
me?
in the talks to do
Oh,
a podcast, but
okay.
I think it's coming.
It's coming
this
together.
year.
What are you hoping to bring to the game? What does the game need in terms of sex worker based content?
I mean, I think the fucking country needs an open dialogue about literally everything. So that's what I'm kind of down for.
That's true.
Any sort of difficult topic, I'll talk about it. I'll take the heat. I don't give a fuck. Mm-hmm. Let's do it.
Yeah. Do you think that there just needs to be like a nationwide legalization of prostitution so that we can create like a effective like system in which like women are actually protected and are able to do this without?
I think that
Breaking the law.
the two things that make sex work dangerous are the criminalization that surrounds it and the stigma that surrounds it. So I think that we should be able to do whatever the fuck we want with our bodies as long as we're not hurting or inconveniencing another human being. That's the basis of what I believe. So everybody who's fighting for bodily autonomy out there should be fighting for sex work. And we want it to be decriminalized because if we legalize it, I don't necessarily trust the government to tell me when and how I can use my own body.
Right.
We don't want the government coming in and forcing you to get tested every 2 weeks. We want you as a responsible adult to go out there and get tested every 2 weeks. We want clients to be able to choose the sex workers who they know are getting tested every 2 weeks. I do not want sex work to be legalized because I'm so scared of what the government and a bunch of other shit is going to come in and like manipulate us. So we want decrim, and I think it's on the ballot in New York, or people are writing bills for it in New York right now. And
So you think it would be better that it's just decriminalized than that it was like created like some kind of social system
I think
that would
that-
take care of it? Like when you go to like Amsterdam and there's like specific restrictions and there's like a committee that
I
helps
definitely
deal
think
with all
that
this.
we should self-regulate.
Okay.
If we're going to regulate, I want to regulate ourselves. Like, the pass system that we all put ourselves into for adult entertainment, or we all
Right.
get tested through talent testing. That's something we decided to do ourselves because we don't want the government coming in and telling us and forcing us to wear condoms or forcing us to do these things. When we're adults, we should be able to do what we want.
I always think that is so interesting that the porn industry has been able to like keep regulation at bay by basically creating all these systems to
Yeah.
sort of take care of the things that they might potentially create if they were to have created like a
There's a
regulatory
lot
body.
of libertarians in the porn industry because
Right.
they have experienced successful self-regulation like that. So they believe that the whole country could do it, which
Yeah.
in theory.
Shout out to Spiegler. He was saying he's a libertarian when he was on here the other day.
Spiegler's great. I mean, he's the only agent I ever considered going with. I'm independent, so I book my own stuff. But I mean, he's the best of the best. He creates stars, but I mean, at the same time, all of his girls do a lot of porn. I don't know if that was how much porn I wanted to shoot.
Really? You don't shoot that much?
No.
Or you didn't want to be
I
on that
shoot-
7-day-a-week schedule?
There's no way I could handle that.
Really?
I shot 2 scenes in one day, and I was like,
Like, if you want to hook up with a Spiegler girl, it is so goddamn difficult because they like he's just got them working
fucking
so
booked.
much that
Solid.
it's like you get put on like a 2-month fucking schedule or to do a fucking Snapchat collab or whatever, or they got to be home by 7:30 or whatever.
exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't fuck around. He's funny too.
Oh man, his podcast was one of the most fun ones I've ever ever
hilarious.
done. It's just so fascinating. I was taken aback by him because it's like a dude who, the way he talks about his girls is just like completely the opposite of how I imagine the average agent would be. It's just like he was talking about this big extended group of his daughters. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that since he doesn't get his money and his income source directly from the girls, like he made his money somewhere else, he's not like dependent and trying to push them and put them in scenarios compared to other agents.
Right.
And I think he has such a small number of them. It's a lot harder for him to forget that they're people.
Right.
I think that's where a lot of the problems with these other agents come from, is they have so many girls, they forget that they're dealing with people. They forget what so-and-so said she didn't want to do incest, still sends her to
And
sex.
if you were a real capitalist and you had a business like his, what would you do? You would hire a bunch of people and you would try to like basically take over the game, and you would have, you know, instead of 30 or whatever, you'd have like 300, and you'd have all these different people working for you. But then, you know, you would lose a lot of the personal touch. It would be much, much harder to keep the same values as you grow like that. But he kind of avoids that by keeping it very, very tight.
He's so exclusive. It's like an honor to become a Spiegler girl, you know?
What's it like being independent and not having an agent? Do you have problems with it? Are you able to deal with it just because you're sort of business minded, and then a lot of girls can't because they're maybe a little bit more
I think
immature?
you gotta realize that how important networking is, because people that have met me face to face hire me a lot more. I think my personality is part of what makes me attractive.
Yeah.
So sending them a picture of me isn't really gonna necessarily maybe get them to hire me. So going to these parties and these expos and stuff like that is really key to like actually getting booked.
Yeah.
So it's just like any other fucking business though, like networking. How many people get gigs through networking?
Oh yeah,
80%.
100%.
Like I was in the Future Business Leaders of America in high school.
Really?
And so I
Little
really,
did they know.
I know.
The
What
business
business
of
was I
boning.
going to be leading? Yeah. No, I do use all of those business things that I learned every day in this industry, because it is a business, and it took me a while. Like the money kind of just came so easy to me that I wasn't really taking it seriously like a business. And I have been this past couple of years. So I feel like I'm only maybe like 2 years old.
Right.
Because I've actually only been taking it seriously for the past 2 years.
Right. No, yeah. I mean, like in terms of just the personal relationship thing, that's so true, because in the rap game, I see it all the time where an artist comes out for the first time and they're popping and they start getting booked for shows and stuff. But if you actually like take a little bit of extra energy to really like make sure that your relationship to the promoter or the people that are like helping you out in each different area actually likes you enough, it's like they could book anybody any fucking night of the week, you know. They're just handing out money. It's like if you like actually make them like you, then and also I know a bunch of artists who have basically like they weren't like blackballed out of the industry, but basically have like gotten themselves blacklisted by being so unprofessional and just not showing up. And the venues or the festival promoters basically just feel like, why would we fucking support this dude? Like, he's not as popular as he was a year or two ago, and he's a pain in my ass, and I just don't want to deal with him. He fucked us over this one year. You know, these festivals are like companies who book you, and I'm sure that the porn world and the strip club featured dancing circuit, etc., are all the same, where it's like very easy to make yourself like unliked and people just won't want to book you.
You can get so much further just being a nice, decent human being. Like you're dealing with humans. Why would they want to go the extra mile for you if you're being a bitch?
Yeah, definitely.
But then, I mean, there's kind of like a monopoly on our industry. So if you get in with like some certain companies, like I do hear a lot that if you can kind of be shit,
right?
Sometimes as a porn star, if you
in the porn world, you can be a total psychopath and a huge bitch. But if you're really hot or if the fans really like you, it can definitely give you a lot of leverage.
Yeah, because I mean, you're just doing a scene. It's not like it's too much in depth of who you are.
Do people come up to you in public and know who you are and are like,
yeah,
I jerked off to you last night?
I get a couple interactions in person, maybe like once a month. I'll get like 4 people coming up to me, but most of the things I get is people will message me on Snapchat and be like, did I just see you at the grocery store? Or my boyfriend just saw you at the grocery store, or something like that. Because I feel like it's kind of like if someone comes up to you and they recognize you, it's like, oh, I watch your podcast.
Right.
They come up to me in the grocery store, it's like, hey, I masturbate to you.
I looked at your vagina last week. I was staring right at it.
And while I will never make that awkward, like I think it's totally dope, but I can understand how that would be a little intimidating. Like a lot of the time, I live in Arizona, so there's not a lot of like celebrities out there.
Right.
So it's weird.
That's interesting. Yeah. Like the porn star thing probably holds a little bit more clout there.
Oh yeah.
You didn't start out as like a tilted kilt waitress. Some girl was telling me that the other day that was her entry into the porn world was tilted kilt.
Okay, so before I got into camming, I applied to be at a sex toy store, and then as a nude art model at Arizona State and at Hooters. So I was trying to do something sexual.
Hooters is like the strip club breeding ground, isn't it?
It is. You get a taste of that money.
You just take your pants off, boom, you're a stripper.
You're halfway there.
You're pretty close, yeah.
I mean, are Hooters waitresses sex workers?
That's a good tweet.
I know, right? Oh
no,
my God.
I remember that when I was in high school, that there was a chick who was a substitute teacher who also worked at Hooters, and it was a big controversy. I think they fired her or something, and it was this whole thing.
Christ. And that's what I'm talking about. Like, I say the stigma that surrounds sex work, but that's literally such a small part of it. You can be a bikini model.
This was like the year 2000, so like I feel like working at Hooters now has been like mostly destigmatized, but I don't know.
Thank you, Happy. Was it Happy Gilmore or Big Daddy? Big Daddy. He's like making fun of that chick for working at Hooters the whole movie.
You know, like respect to Hooters, but there is something a little bit like condescending about wearing that shirt and like
that
just that whole outfit and shit. It is kind of this weird little
fucking,
orange,
like, shiny orange.
That outfit
tights.
was designed for white girls with no ass to just like fucking make it look like you're looking at something a little bit better than what you're really looking
I think they're
at.
so tight. If you have an ass, it like will like literally compress it.
Oh yeah, actually, if you're banging, the Hooters outfit probably goes a long way. Yeah, that's true. But when's the last time you went to Hooters?
It's been a while. It was like college guy friends that dragged me along, I think.
Yeah.
To watch a game or some shit.
Yeah, I used to go there to watch like UFC fights and shit. Or they would have these like tater tots that were like loaded with all kinds of shit.
You're like, no, babe, I want to go to Hooters for the tater tots. I
want
swear.
the fried pickles. Yeah.
I swear the tater tots.
I'll be going to Hooters trying to pull a threesome out the Hooters. Like you just start like talking to the waitress and shit. Like fucking just, what about her?
That's hilarious.
Oh man.
Hey, that's a porn scene idea right there.
There it is. But Hooters probably wouldn't want to get involved in the game, don't you think?
eBay used Hooters uniform.
There you go. You get cease and desist for putting that on your private snap.
I dare you.
I dare you, Hooters. That's so true.
Come for me.
There's actually a scene in The Office where Michael Scott defends Hooters because Angela. Do you watch The Office? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Okay, so Angela refers to Hooters as a Hooters strip club, and Michael says like, "Hey, Hooters is not a strip club." And he looks at the camera and says like, "It's a family-friendly restaurant with over 400 locations nationwide," or some shit like that. And I just thought that like Michael Scott standing for fucking for Hooters is just like the coolest. That's so him.
That's wholesome as
You
fuck.
can learn a lot about life from what Michael Scott likes, because there's one episode too where Michael Scott just says, he goes like, "Oh yeah," he goes, "I love Fear Factor. Really big fan of anything Joe Rogan does." And I'm like, oh my God, that is the illest little like tightly done Joe Rogan shade. Because if Michael Scott is like saying that he's into Joe Rogan, that's the writers saying that they think Joe Rogan's kind of corny.
It's a very
crazy.
You're right. It is like a very complicated brain.
Anything Michael Scott likes is like that the writer is telling you that this is the lamest shit on earth.
Sparrow.
Yeah. Yes, he loves Sparrow pizza, the worst pizza on earth. Yes.
You're like that, Joe Rogan. You're the Sparrow of pizza.
I'm gonna go get my favorite local pizza spice. Some shit like that. Or,
That's just amazing.
He goes on vacation to Sandals, Jamaica. You know.
He would. What else would Michael Scott do?
So much. He drives a what is it? A Seabreeze. What is it?
A Sebring.
A Sebring. Yes. So much.
I had my friend, like, she had a grandma and she would drive us in that same car. So
Really?
whenever I think of Michael Scott, I'm like, a fucking grandma car, mother.
Damn, that's
He's
hot.
even more corny. You're
That's
into
hot.
gilfs?
Yeah.
I mean, I swear to God, I'm never going to stop making porn.
Really?
It's so easy to, I mean, at least nude pictures of myself or like just documenting the sex I'm already having. Like, I feel like I was thinking about this last night. You and Lena are like the most authentic online personalities because you actually show that part of your lives too.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that. Like, there's like, you guys show a lot of you show all of your life except for that part.
It's actually
and you
weird
guys show that part
because we now we had threesomes with so many hot porn chicks and stuff before we started filming them.
Yeah.
And when I think about it now, I'm like, damn, like you left a lot of money on the table by not filming that night.
I mean, that's what I feel about every nude picture I took from like 18 to 20.
Yeah.
Where are they?
Yeah. And
No.
and why? Like you didn't monetize it, damn.
Oh no, I just found a bag of panties from like high school, so I started selling those.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like that about when I see a girl post. If you see a girl posting hot photos on Instagram now and she doesn't tag Fashion Nova or Pretty Little Thing or whatever, then it's almost like, well, what are you even doing? Like, why are you posting
even
this?
on
Like,
Instagram?
all these other bitches are monetizing their Fashion Nova posts. You're not. Like, it's almost kind of then why even post a photo? Like, you know, it would be like putting a show on TV, but there's no ads on the show. It's like,
Why would you?
to me, it makes sense. Like, okay, let's like watch a show with no ads, but to the company, it makes no sense. Like, the whole point is for us to make money by putting
That's how
advertising
I feel about
next to the
every
show.
sexy girl who's not doing like Snapchat or OnlyFans, because you know,
Right?
we're all trading nudes.
Yeah.
I mean, I was at least growing up.
It is weird when you see it. Like, we met this girl on the street the other day who just lives on the East Coast, and she just, like, for some reason told us right away that she had 600,000 followers, and we were like, why? And she, which is actually, that's kind of fucked up. We were like, why? And she was like, probably my ass. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like, she like, had a nice ass. We looked at her Instagram. She had an amazing ass on Instagram. I mean, I didn't see her naked or anything, so I don't know how different it was. Like, you know, and I mean, it looked pretty good in real life, and then it looked amazing on Instagram. And I was just thinking, I'm like, it's kind of weird because she doesn't like have like an OnlyFans link or a whatever link in her bio. I wonder if she does have a private Snap and she's just super low key about it, or I wonder if she's just, because I just started thinking right away. I'm like, oh, I could get this girl to start a private Snap. You know, like she's just totally, she's ready to go. Like
She's like 95% of the way
because
there.
she's poking her booty out on every single photo on Instagram.
Dudes
it's like
are
you're so close.
Dudes they're still jerking it too.
Yes.
Like dudes are looking at going specifically to her Instagram to jerk their dicks off to come every day. And she could be making money from it.
And if
That's
she
just
realized that even
free semen.
if she has 600,000 followers on Instagram, that she could probably, without question, if she started a private Snapchat tomorrow, could be making more than she could make at any job that she could have right now.
10 grand easily.
Right, because 10 grand's kind of the line, because it's like you don't go to college and then get a job where you make more than 10 grand a month. It's like almost impossible if you really think about it. People who make more than that either like start businesses or become like doctors or lawyers. You have to start your own practice, whatever. So it's like, you know, someone with 600,000 followers could probably hit
Easily.
10 grand pretty quickly, and that's kind of crazy to think about. Yeah.
Money on the table.
Money on the table, bitch. Get yourself a private Snap.
It's hard for me not to. It's really hard for me not to encourage every single person in the world to do sex work, but I don't want to dilute the market. Stay
I would
away.
like to see a senator or like, you know, a congressman have a private Snap.
I mean, I'm pretty sure AOC is probably sent a nude picture or two.
Holy shit, that's crazy to think about. Because I mean, she was like a teenage girl, like not that long
age,
ago.
right?
Yeah.
So I mean, and I think the whole thing is like we need to take that control away from the bad people and stop letting them use this shit to control us. Because like, if we let the fucking government come into our bedrooms and regulate what we can do with our bodies between two consenting adults, I think that's insane, and it just like lets us allow them to control us in so many other fucking ways.
So this morning, I forgot about this, but this morning I wake up, I look at Twitter, and I'm shocked because I just see a post where Bella Thorne posted fucking photos of her nipples and shit, and I'm like, what the fuck is she doing? Then I read the post, and she's basically like has a hacker who got all these naked photos of her and was trying to extort her for money to leak the photos, and it's not anything.
So she's just like,
it's just her chilling with her shirt off. It's just not anything like that.
Did she
like,
release them to like?
She released it so that he couldn't release it, and I had a lot of respect
I have
for
so
that.
much respect for her.
Yeah.
She's like a very authentic sexual person, and I
Right.
respect that.
And like, what is like? She's got all kinds of sexy photos on the internet. It's just like kind of crazy. I appreciate the fact that she kind of like took it into her own
Normalized it.
hands. Like, fuck it. Like, I know I look good. I'm fucking. You see every part of my body except the fucking,
The fucking
1
tiny
inch here,
little
and this tiny little
quarter.
sliver of vagina and the butthole in the back. I
And
guess.
explain it to me.
Explain to me why it's such a big deal that you could be completely naked, but if you cover these little tiny parts, then you're not naked. It doesn't make any sense.
I always say, like, let's get male nipple pasties and pass them out to chicks and just put those over your nipples.
Right.
And then are we good now?
Yeah.
Because it's a man nipple.
I'm offended when I see a man's nipples on social media. Like, I think we should have an overall ban on all nipples, including cats. Because
Cat nipples.
I look at my cat from the
and
bottom
fuck
side and you got like
cow
8 of
udders.
those things. I'm like, you're disgusting.
You're a disgusting
How
whore.
do you just let that hang out?
I slut shame everyone equally, including my cat.
Including my cat. My cat probably got feline AIDS too. As far as I
I mean,
know.
who doesn't? I feel like so many cats have herpes. I feel like I've heard that from so many people.
Really? That's a thing?
Is it cat herpes?
See, God, I'm so glad. If I caught my cat with a herpes, I'd be so bummed out.
No, it's cool. Just go take your, what is it? Valtrex? I don't know.
Tony?
If they're selling it
Cat
over the
Trex.
counter, Abreva. I've never had a cold sore, but I don't know.
You never had it?
No.
I went to
I'm
Australia.
really hydrated though, because the thing is,
Yeah.
like, you can have herpes inside of your system, and it's just not active.
Right.
If you're taking care of yourself, that also means you're not going to pass it on to someone.
Well, I don't have herpes, but I went to Australia and I got a fucking weird sore on my lip. And then as soon as I left Australia, it went away. And I went to the doctor right away and got tested for herpes again. And I didn't have it. But it's something about that dry heat that made my fucking lips start doing weird
Anytime I
shit.
get a zit anywhere close to my mouth,
Oh,
I'm
that's
like,
the worst.
great,
Yeah. You're walking around looking
whatever. I'm just like, yo, just don't make out with me.
no, pop this zit with your fucking teeth.
With your teeth
Yeah.
popping videos. Ew.
You're not into that?
My sister is, and she tries to get me to watch them all the time, and I'm like, I'm gonna go in the other room so I don't vomit.
I haven't had a staph infection in a long time, but when I did, squeezing all the goop out of that was the best.
It's only satisfying if it's coming from yourself. I don't understand the satisfaction in watching it from someone else. It just grosses me out.
I feel that. Yeah.
Like myself, I'll stand in front of a mirror for hours and destroy my skin.
Right. Like I will inhale my own farts for hours, but like if I walk into
No
a
one ever
bathroom and
admits that.
if I walk
Your
into a
farts
bathroom,
are disgusting. My farts are fine.
if I walk in a bathroom and somebody took a shit 15 minutes before, I'm like,
Oh.
ugh, like, ugh,
My eyes start
what
to
is this?
water
Light a
and
candle. God, no.
I
But
gag.
I could easily sit in the bathroom in my own shit, just completely clouding up the whole
Same.
room.
It doesn't smell bad.
It's fine. I don't care. I
At least you
respect
admit
mine.
it.
Yeah. No, totally. That's my scarlet letter. Is
Everyone
that,
likes their own brand, isn't that what they say?
Yes. But any girl who sleeps over, it's like I'm farting in my sleep. Like my girl told me
You
like
can't control it
the
though.
day
That's
I met her, the first night she slept over, boom, I was farting like crazy in my sleep. She's like, I was snuggled up on you. You're like farting right on my leg and shit. So it's like any girl that I'm gonna be seeing on any level is
just
gonna figure it out.
preparing for that.
I don't think I fart that much during the day, but apparently during the night it goes
You just
crazy.
save them up
Yeah.
for your dreams.
Anyway, you got anything you want to promote? What are you up to?
Not really. You can follow me on Snapchat at Banksy.69.
You're Banksy.
Breaking news. That would be no. He's my favorite artist. They are my favorite artist. I'm assuming it's a man.
I assume it's a collective. Right?
That's cool.
I don't know.
I hadn't thought about that.
I think that's
Michael-
why they can't really like identify it as being one person, because even if they do catch one, like it would be
Yeah.
too easy to operate it as a collective. You know, why do the dirty work yourself? Even if you're the guy coming up with the ideas, if you're the guy coming up with the ideas, you can have somebody go put it
I don't think
up.
it's a collective is because I feel like people are really bad at keeping secrets.
That
I
is
feel
a
like
good
the
point.
more people you fucking involve, the more likely. But
That's a very good point.
he still does have a team. Like, you know, like the whole Sotheby's thing that
He
happened.
hires like PR companies and shit at the very least. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess you can do everything over the phone these days. It's not like you need to fucking ever meet with someone in person.
I'm gonna start my own Banksy type project.
Yeah.
Nah, you can't monetize
go tonight.
that. Let's do it. Yeah.
You can't.
I mean, you
You
could.
can't
It's just more
monetize
long
it.
term. You know. That would be cool though.
Yeah, I'm all about least amount of effort.
We've
most
thought
amount
about
of-
hiring like graffiti kids to like go put up stuff of like our logos all over the place and shit, but that's kind of scary too, because like
lawyers.
yeah, like what if the city decides that I'm liable and then I decide, oh great, I have to hire a lawyer and pay him
You
a
could probably
ridiculous
just,
amount of
like-
money to fight this.
You could probably just like suggest it. People do it on their own.
Yeah. No, definitely. Yeah.
Oh wow, look, I found this really cool new no jumper graffiti right here. Wow, I'm gonna give him a free something.
Well, that's the whole thing. Don't you feel like the cops just don't have the resources to like investigate anything? Because I know so many people
Oh
who
my
like
God.
pretty like blatantly like sell drugs on Instagram and shit, and it just doesn't seem like the cops
Yeah.
even have the resources to do anything about it.
Why should they fucking spend their time and energy? Go focus on violent criminals.
But if you were in
violent
Wichita,
offenders, everyone
exactly,
else,
that's what
ignore
it is.
them.
Is that they're
Yeah.
not fighting for turf. When there's like murders and shit
Yeah.
associated with drug dealers, that's when they get interested.
Yeah, someone I know, they're like, yeah, I put all my prices up on Snapchat. I'm like, I was thinking, is that the smartest thing? But like,
But I mean, I know people who like sell coke at bars in Hollywood for so many years, and it
Totally.
doesn't even ever seem to occur to them that there's anything that
I
could
feel like
happen.
if you lay low
Yeah.
and you don't fuck with the wrong
But if you
cop,
kill someone for trying to sell coke at that same bar as you, then you're in trouble.
I think that's maybe justified.
I guess.
I guess murder.
Well, it's like you could sell pussy too, like, but and then like until
Only
you
in a
take it to a grand scale, like if you kill
No,
one of the
it's
dudes that you're selling pussy to, then it could be an issue.
Undercover. No, I mean, it sucks though, because like girls have gotten recently like reprimanded coming back into the country and stuff. So I think that
I've heard about that too.
it's getting weird out there.
Really?
I think socially we're like kind of growing, and then for some reason there's like a lot of pushback. There's like organizations that they literally are trying to like get rid of porn, which just seems like such a waste of time and energy.
Yeah,
Like
that's crazy.
it's gonna go away or something.
It ain't going nowhere. If anything, imagine if everybody who wanted to watch porn had to be on the dark web and shit.
The dark web would get popular real quick.
You get your door kicked in for like watching just like a regular old fucking Jenna
Porno?
Jameson movie or something.
Yeah, let's not go towards Handmaid's Tale territory, people.
No, that's a bad
Leave
idea.
people alone. Let them fucking do whatever they want in their house, as long
Facts.
as they're not hurting people. Let me do drugs. Let me do mushrooms. Let me do whatever I want.
Yeah, we should go to Denver and do mushrooms legally.
Oh my God, isn't that dope though?
This is a good step, yeah.
Psilocybin for life. It's been too long. When's the last time you did shrooms?
Oh, the same thing. It's been a while, but I've been thinking about doing it again soon, yeah.
Yeah. I watched The Goonies last time.
Really? I
I
still have never
watched
seen
The
that.
Goonies on TV, and the commercials were more entertaining than the fucking show.
People get so mad
was
when I
like-
say that I've never seen The Goonies.
I mean, hey.
I don't know
Shrooms,
how I've
Goonies.
been avoiding it either, to be honest.
It's a pretty good movie.
Yeah.
Don't you ever watch shit from the 80s or the 70s and you're like, oh yeah, now I know why it's a cult classic. It's a really fucking good movie.
I feel like it's kind of like the opposite reaction. Like the other day, we were like playing a bunch of video games from the 80s, and I'm like, these are all terrible. Like video games, like modern day, are a million times better
Pong.
than this. Yeah.
Let's
No,
go
'cause
play
I'm a
some
Tetris
Pong.
addict, but I play Tetris for the Nintendo Switch now. And like when I go play Tetris for Nintendo now,
Tetris
I'm
is
just like,
dope though, and then like you're like just thinking about Tetris for like hours after you
I
stop
have the
playing.
problem where Tetris is stuck in my brain, and I'm constantly like, I have Tetris scenarios like replaying in my brain all the time. It's not that bad right now because I haven't been playing for the past week, but if I like put in like sometimes a podcast I want to listen to will come out, and I will sit there for 2 hours and play Tetris and listen to the whole podcast, and then afterwards I just have the ghost blocks in my head.
Going all, I did that with Grand Theft Auto. I think I do that with anything that I do
Really?
like a lot. League of Legends is like one game that I play a lot.
You
I just
do? Oh,
think
wow,
about
interesting.
it all the time.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, no.
brains are weird.
A lot of video games I've been like that. When I was an online poker dude, oh my god, it was just I would be sleeping and it would still be
Thinking
like,
about it.
Yeah, the hands would be playing in my head without me trying. But I mean, that's
The
scary.
ghost one, that's like the perfect description because you do see the outline in your
when
head.
when you don't feel like you're in control of your own thoughts, it can be really fucking scary because
Like it's
you
a
just
compulsion.
yeah, it's like I'm addicted to fucking heroin. Like if you're a heroin addict, you don't control it. Your
I
body's
always
curing
say
it.
like addiction is part habit. You had to get like I
Yeah.
always get myself. I'm an addict, so
Yeah.
I've gotten myself into those addictions. They don't just happen.
No, yeah.
You have to do something enough
you have
repetitive
to like it enough to
times.
do it enough that you get on the fucking treadmill.
And
Yeah.
yeah, anything is fucking addicting. So quit trying to get rid of porn.
Mm.
People are addicted to cheesy potatoes too. Have
Wow. Yeah, they are.
you ever seen those like weird addiction?
Oh yeah, the cheesy potato one. Yeah, I did see that. That's funny. No, there's a big part of me that like just wants to just eat cheesy potatoes and shit all the time. Yeah, or like
The Irish. in
fat
me,
sows
and
or whatever. You know, there's a lot of stuff that I would love to eat every day that I really should
I
not.
just can't.
No, yeah, I'd look terrible. I'd look like Donald Trump in no time.
No, thank you.
All right. It was nice having you on the show.
Yeah, it
Appreciate
was great
it.
talking
We didn't
with
even
you.
smoke, but it was still like this high ass conversation because I was so high from before.
Yeah, I actually got high before we came to.
You did?
We can smoke now.
Okay, there you go.
Later.
We internalized the kush.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
Ginger Banks, go find her on Pornhub, on Apple Music, on Spotify.
Just Google me, bitch.
Google it. She's probably shadow banned on Google. No Jumper, coolest podcast in the world. Check us out on YouTube, SoundCloud, iTunes. Appreciate you.